So Steve, we're all going to be all smiles because everybody knows how important the Vase is to us. So that was a great win at the weekend.
Yeah, really pleased to get through. A little bit nail biting at times. Obviously going behind and then penalties. But like I said to the management team, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Before the penalty shootout, and I guess someone must have been looking down on us because wow, it was an interesting penalty shootout.
To say the least, my nose couldn't take it. So to start with the game, you had to tweak the team again. You've got Sidgy coming in, Shieldsy coming in, you've got Harry out on the wing, so wing back. So you had to change again. The team is not constant.
Well, some of that was our tactical decision. We had a little bit of unnecessary, well, not unnecessary, but we had a little bit of problem we could have done without, with the kick-off getting moved to 2 o'clock. Meant a couple of the boys were struggling to get there. But we had 2 training sessions through the week. We knew how we thought Hassocks would play, and we felt the side we put out would be the best to sort of combat their strengths, which, to be honest, we thought they were going to put it quite early and directly into the channels, and we knew they played a lot off of the long throw, so we sort of tried to pick a side that would combat that.
I think it's right. We did nullify them, but I think if you're being honest, it wasn't a great watch at times in that first half because both sides were just like evening it out and just matching each other. So you had a lot of play in the middle. They had, let's be honest, very little threat once they got in the final third. We were getting chances, but just not taking them. It was a scrappy first half.
I think it was a scrappy 90 minutes, to be completely honest with you, Will. I think the biggest nullifier is the playing service, and I don't mean that derogatory. It's not a question of anyone's hard work, but it's flipping difficult. And I think anyone who comes here trying to play possession football, it's borderline suicide. So on top of that, we knew Hassocks were a relatively direct side anyway. So you've kind of got to fight fire with fire. I did think we were very solid. I think so going down the slope, which again is another little factor, going down the slope in the first half, probably conceded a little bit of territory to them, but I thought we defended really, really solidly. What we have been able to do in the past is just get some of our runners on the counter-attack, but yeah, maybe Hassocks defended quite well. We didn't really manage to get in behind them too often.
No, because I thought the back three looked really solid the whole of that half. You got Harry on, like I say, putting out Iden. That was obviously a tactic to nullify them because he stopped every single header he won. He was so solid defensively. Yeah. Sidgy back was a presence.
Yes.
Jim and Heinze was just so solid.
Yeah, losing Woody, which was one of the problems we had from the Holland and Blair game. That was not something we would have chose to do. He's got a toe ligament injury, so he's out for a little while. But being able to welcome Sidgy back, absolutely massive for us. He's one of our key players, and we've gone 2 months without him. I think people forget that sometimes. We've only kind of got the budget to have 4-5 key players, and he's one of them. And we've gone through 2 months without him. So to welcome him back was massive for us.
Even when he's not, if he doesn't play that great, he's still such a presence.
Yeah.
Physically. Yeah,
physically and in the changing room, and the boys all respect him, and that was fantastic. And then to be honest, we were quite wary of their left winger, who's been I watched them play Crowborough, I watched them play New Haven, and actually weren't there. So we thought they'd put a lot of balls directly into him, and so we thought Harry out there would win the aerial battle because he's very good in the air for a wing back. And the guy was on holiday apparently in Hong Kong. So there you go. Maybe if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And
I thought also the midfield pairing worked well because you've got Walders sitting, defending in front of the back four, and then of course you've got Shields who could never played of grass.
Agreed.
So that they worked well. I thought they worked well as a really good solid pairing.
And then Festos made up the three, which is actually the same three that played against Whitstable. Probably didn't work quite as well that day, but just felt that was our best bet on the day. Just felt, for Shieldsy to come in, Lou not being able to make the kick-off, which is a shame for him because he had a good game against Holland and Blair, scored obviously, but he couldn't get there in time for kick-off. In fact, he was borderline whether he could get there before half-time, so made a tough decision to leave him out of the squad. Rory's in Thailand for a couple of weeks, sunning himself, so Shieldsy is the obvious choice to come in, and I thought he had a good game, had a really good game. Yeah. Festos took quite a big whack early on, which was which was holding him back a little bit. He wanted to keep on going, but he was never really able to get in the game.
Yeah, but you can't fault his ambition to try and play.
Yeah, never.
You know, he gave everything.
Yeah, always does. Yeah, absolutely. As do all the boys, to be fair.
And then, like you mentioned about the slope and the condition, because the second half almost proved the point of this. You know, the slope affects everything, because suddenly we had all the play. First half it was all them. Second half was all us the whole time. I don't think they had anything to attack to. We were just sat in their box in their half.
I mean, it's funny really, because last season and my first season here under Carps, I remember there was almost a little bit of a psychology that defending the slope was like a really hard thing to do, and I do think it became a bit of a psychological thing. Actually, this year we've played some of our better football going up the pitch. We've actually, if anything, we've ended up overhitting stuff too much when we play downhill, and it all goes out for throw-ins and stuff, or for goal kicks. So I think you just got to know how to play. I'm not sure there's an advantage either way. You've just got to know how to play. It's almost two different tactics, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, it's a game within a game, yeah.
But it typifies all, because we had all that possession, all the chances that we could get, and then just have one attack, opens up down the left and score. And it's like, I know it's like it was tinted glasses, but it was so against the run of play. It's like, really? Just typical of us lately.
There was few chances in the game for me, and actually, you know, there's a couple of mistakes in there from us, which I won't go through on camera, but I'd say it's a relatively well engineered goal from them. You know, they've switched the play, they've got it out wide, they've got it in behind, decent cross has come in, guys arrived, guy that used to play for me at Uckfield, Wilksey, and 1-0 up. And I must admit, it kind of had a bit of a 1-0 feel to it, that game, didn't it? So you're kind of thinking, oh no, is that going to be what's going to settle it? Is this going to be Lingfield all over again? But we just thought, we're not going to lie down like that. So we've made big attacking overhaul, changed the formation to 4-3-3, brought on all 5 of the subs. And yeah, it
seems to be a speciality now. We've done that a few times now. Well, we've gone down, and like I said, just all come on at once. And that made such a huge difference, because we changed the formation. Suddenly, like I said, because it was such an attacking bench, we were right on the front foot all the time, and it worked. Because eventually, it was a scruffy ball, but Jack Gallagher scored a goal.
Yeah, really pleased with Jack. I think when it's a 90-minute game, they've took away extra time, they've took away replays, so it's a 90-minute shootout. Well, there's no point leaving anything on the bench, really, is there? As soon as the tide turns, in this case against us, you've got nothing to lose. And I think we give the boys best part of 20 minutes to go and get us back in the game. Heinze had a free header, which he put wide a couple of minutes before.
He just needed to head it down. If he headed it down instead of...
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic dominating header, but if anything, he's got too much on it to you. And then Jim's had the one that was ruled out for offside, which isn't offside, incidentally, looking at the replay.
We thought he must be, given his position, but he's not offside.
Not for me.
Well, actually, that typifies the ref, because the ref... You're not going to say it, I know, but the ref had an absolute shocker and was trying to make it all about him, his attitude towards the players and some of his decisions. Like the one where, in the first half, Sidgey's just seeing their guy out, their guy stands on the ball, falls over, he gives them a free kick. Or the Vase one is even better, where he's flicked it back and his foot's back at his knee. This guy has just charged in, dived really, really low, and he's given it to them. It's very kick and foul and carded you as well. It just
that's nice.
It was all about the ref, and you think, don't spoil the game.
I mean, he is actually a nice guy to be, and before the game and after the game, I had a pretty good chat with him. But yeah, you know, there's no benefit for me to be assessing a referee's performance, so I'm not going to. To be fair to him, it's not his fault. His linesman puts his flag up for offside, so I can't really pin that one on him. And actually, there might have been someone offside, but it wasn't Jim. But whatever. The point is, we're knocking on the door, both from dead ball, as it happens. And then Regan started taking corners for us because he hadn't been at the start of the game, and he put in 2 or 3 really dangerous ones, and there was a few scrambles, and it was a bit like every time they had a long throw, there was a bit of a scramble because it does just create chaos, and I don't know what sort of spectacle it was to watch, but you know, it was almost like their throw-ins are going to cause a problem, their corners are going to cause a problem, and it's just a question of
you're talking about their throws, it puts in context. Harry's throws suddenly look quite short. Their throws were huge fun. But like I said, just made the whole thing, the fact that we got a scramble goal typifies the whole game. I don't think it was...
It was a scrap, wasn't it? It was a scrap, and I guess when you come out on the right end of it, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the penalties, you know, Jacko's got us the goal. I actually thought we would have started showing a bit more intent. I think Rush put one in the side netting when he possibly could have rolled one across to Reg, but you know, he's a striker. I can't really hold him accountable for that. And there was a couple of other moments towards the end. I think didn't Reg go through?
And there was one which
he got away, didn't he, on his left foot though? He got away on his left foot, and I think he worked the goalkeeper.
There was another one where we thought we'd scored because the back of the net was bouncing down, but it had just gone behind, but we couldn't work it out because we're going, yes! And then, why aren't the players reacting?
Well, we were trying to finish the job because after our display against SE Dons on penalties, it certainly wasn't like we were playing for penalties, that's for sure. But do you know what? Once it got to that stage, I just said, who wants one? And there was six of them put their hand up.
Well, I thought, that's what I was going to say, our penalties, after Forest Hill Park where we were awful, our penalties were so great this time.
Yeah,
I mean, and like I said, more to take the first one, stand up, that took some cojones.
It did,
And it was a great penalty.
It was fantastic.
And it typified all the guys.
Yeah, it was a fantastic penalty. Taking a third one's always really hard, and there was a big wait whilst the ref gets everything right, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's absolutely wrapped it where he wanted to put it. Which unfortunately was, well, not unfortunately, which fortunately was something Hassett's went over to replicate. I just never seen anything like it. I mean, I feel so sorry. I feel sorry for him because I've got a lot of sympathy for their manager because you put all that effort in, all that preparation, you get all the way, you come here, you get all through 90 minutes, the ups, the downs, and then you got 3 guys that basically put each and every one of them in a blooming car park.
The thing is, and each problem was not the 3 that missed, luckily for us, were identical penalties.
Yeah.
So you've got to be going, what's going through the mind of the guy who's taking the third one thinking, oh no, I'm going to hit it just where the other 2 just missed. And it just shows you how it's all about psychology and look at how you couldn't legislate for them doing 3 kicks exactly like that.
Couldn't make it up. I mean, I must admit, over the years that I've been involved with the club, I've actually seen a lot of penalties missed up that top, including by us, quite a lot of the time, to be fair. Whether it is you got, you know, it's unusual to have such a big following stand behind a goal, isn't it? Whether you guys have played your part, let's give you guys some credit. Let's say you've psyched them out. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, because I'd like to think we also helped our guys because everybody that I mentioned both, but every one of those penalties, even Kaz's that missed, was still a great penalty.
Yeah.
You know, he sent the keeper the wrong way and all just might. So it's credit to the boys because like I said, Forest Hill Park was so bad. Yesterday was so good.
Don't disagree with that. Yeah, so fantastic. In the hat, draw was obviously made yesterday, so we know we're playing Crawley Down, another team from the Southern Combination League. I think they're about 5th. Know James, their manager, quite well.
I think we
they had a massive win. They battered Peacehaven. There were no mugs, 8-0. So
that shows because we'll look at that and think, oh, well, we played them in a friendly a couple of years ago and beat them. It's another 16. That's going to be easy. But it's not. It's going to be another tough game. But at least it's a home again.
Yeah, I think whatever happened in a friendly 2 years ago doesn't even bear.
Yeah.
They've got some good firepower there. They've got some good players, good manager. Yeah, it's going to be another close one. But you know, from our point of view, keeps people interested, keeps the dream alive, keeps a bit of money going in the kitty. So. Just go out and do our best for you. And
another similar one will be Earth and Belvedere. We'll think we're playing them next Sunday, and we beat them comfortably in a cup game, 3-1. But since then they've been on fire, so it's going to again hard game. Yeah,
Belvedere, tough side actually, and I think that was one of those games where we just took our chances. I think it was a real even game, quite a physical game. I think they beat Larkfield. I don't think they've lost since that game against us, and they're above us in the league now. So for all the sort of good feeling and euphoria that winning these cup games gives us, it's ultimately points that we need to be getting. We're 11th in the league still, and it becomes a really, really big game. It's been moved to a Sunday because Belvedere ground share with Welling have got our trophy game on the Saturday, so a bit unusual circumstances. The last time we was Sunday was Sutton Athletic. We turned up looking like we had a hangover, so that's going to be really important we prepare for it, right? And it can be really, really tough. Yeah.
Well, I think we're just going to be going around. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but also they'll be looking at that. We've got one of the pages now on our website that shows the results, and there's so much green now because the last 5 games we've won 4 out of 5 now, so we are starting to get a bit of momentum, and we need to keep that in mind that it's people might be feeling a bit down almost. I think really, but actually we should start feel positive as well. Because 4 out of 5 is a damn good record.
Yeah, I mean, if it was 4 out of 5 in the league, you'd have 12 points on the table. I'd probably be getting touted for manager of the month. But as it is, there's 2 or 3 cup wins in amongst that. They all count though, and I'd rather be looking at green than red. Clubhouse comes this week, so hopefully we can get that hooked up. And I think you guys play a massive part. You look at the fixtures in the next month. We've got some really tough ones. We've got Faversham coming, Glebe. Obviously Belvedere on Sunday, and there's one more that's just sort of slipped out of my head, and that's before we then play the next round of the Vase. So I just really try and encourage you guys to turn out in force. It made a big difference. Like, it was really nice and loud, wasn't it, on Saturday? Yeah. Made a massive
difference.
It
also made a difference us having a little. Okay, it's only going to be a small cabin, but it's a clubhouse again.
It's a
start. So everybody needs to get back down there and use it.
Hopefully so, mate. Hopefully so.
Brilliant.
Up the Wells.
Cheers.